see that this person's boundaries are these. Now, you don't need to understand them, because I find out that sometimes people will tell you someone is rude or someone is prideful. I beg, leave her, she too they do. I leave that one, I don't know what he's feeling like. We used to just... See, you don't need to understand. It's a person's boundary. That is theirs. Because when you don't respect these boundaries, it can lead to quarrel, maybe. It could lead to resentment. It could bring about an unhealthy relationship, even if it's someone that you are romantically involved with. So you can still be in that relationship with the person, but you have crossed boundaries. And you have refused to even acknowledge that you did so, and apologize for it, and make amends. Sometimes people don't do that. So let's talk about respecting other people's boundaries, because this is something that would help us to maintain a cordial relationship with people, right? You know, we're all here and everyone is comfortable around everybody. I know the buttons to press and the ones not to come close. So for you now, what do you consider your personal boundaries? Give me examples. I've mentioned different aspects of personal boundaries. All right. So you could explain to me, it could be your physical boundaries. These and that are things I don't, if you are a colleague, do not do this with me. Do not try this with me. If you are a neighbor, don't go as far as doing this. And I will not also do this. So don't see me as being prideful if I will not do this. It's my personal boundary, and I do not intend to cross it for anybody unless you're my family member. Personal boundaries. So what are those for you? And then I also want to find out why some people do not respect other people's boundaries. And this is after they know very clearly, it's been stated. You see this area? I beg. This is how I want things. Like this. But they just choose that one are your own. Especially when they are your siblings. Family members, right? So they're the ones who tend to, most times, to push those boundaries that you have set. And even test even those boundaries. And sometimes they don't really realize that they are testing you. And sometimes they do. And they don't care. Yeah. Do what you do that thing you want to do. Do your worst. All right. And then even how do you, in the course of this conversation, all right, we can even ask and find out, how can I even recognize the boundaries of others? How do I know the boundary that another person has? Because if you're talking about respecting someone's boundaries, and I do not know that this is a limit that I shouldn't cross for you, right? Then would it then be said that I violated your boundary when I do not know it's your boundary? Because for me, it's not a boundary. I can be like this with anybody. But for you, you don't like anybody being like that with you. So how do you even recognize? Do you have to test first, and then with the response you get, you will now know that you don't go there. Okay? Now, one of those boundaries, let me just give an example so that I can open the phone lines. One of those is sharing personal information with people. Some people want to, because they feel at home with you, right? And they're sharing things with you. They're giving you personal information, divulging things that are happening in their personal lives to you. They expect that you should reciprocate and tell them what's happening in your personal life, and you're not. It's not your thing. You do not feel the same way. You do not feel it's appropriate. That is for you. Maybe not even appropriateness now. It could be a matter of I am not comfortable sharing about my personal life with you. And then every time you're trying to poke and want to find out things that I don't want you to find out, why are you pushing? And then some people go as far as grabbing someone's phone just to find something. I want to know more about you, but I don't want you to know more about me. Now, I'm not even talking about the opposite gender here. You know, someone who's trying to get into a relationship with another person and they're trying to find out about this person. There might not be anything of such at play here. But someone just wants to. Some people don't know boundaries when it comes to what they call humor. You can say anything and everything and expect that another person should laugh. And for them, no. When you're trying to make a joke or a jest or share whatever joke you've heard about, I do not appreciate this type. Okay. So that's the much I could do right now. So let's hear from you. All right. What do you consider your personal boundaries? Please don't make it too long. Don't talk so long as I just did. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And then send me a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. All right. Get on Facebook and drop a comment there. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And then you can tweet at Nigeria Info PH. The number to call again, I'm sure this particular number is okay, so please do well to call this number 070-0923-0923. What do you consider your personal boundaries? All right. So on WhatsApp, let me see. Mel Ford says, good afternoon, presenter. This one is a serious challenge of the African man. We do not respect. Oga, speak for yourself. I beg. How can you say we do not? See, my question is not what are people's personal boundaries. I will read your message. Don't mind me anyway. But I'm just saying. All right. Don't call all of us that thing you are describing in your message. But all the same, Mel Ford says, the African man does not respect personal boundaries. We go far into personal issues. We shouldn't go into personal secrets. Example, sexual life. Mel Ford, that's your message. All right. I'll go on a quick break here. When I return, I'll be taking your calls. All right. But keep those messages coming. 0809 030 6416. Send me that message. And of course, get on Facebook and drop a comment as well. It's the sunny side. My name is Constance.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.
Do you consciously identify other people's personal boundaries and respect them? Do you also consciously put yourself in other people's shoes and just respect the same boundaries you've set for yourself for the other person? Respect it for them, even though they may not have set such a boundary for themselves. So how do you even begin to identify other people's boundaries? Do you have to ask? Do you have to test? And from their response, you can now decide. So what if you test a person's boundary? You test a boundary or something you feel should be a boundary. You test it. And because the person is trying to be not rude, right? And they're trying to still process the whole thing in their mind. They do not react in a way that shows, I don't like this, or this is a boundary I do not expect you to cross. And then you take it that, okay, this person is good with this, so I can continue. And maybe on a certain day, this person decides to let you know that they do not appreciate the fact that you have been crossing this boundary. And then you wonder, but you've not said anything all this while. How come you kept quiet? In fact, you've been good. What happened? No, they've not been good. They've just been looking for a way to say it, and they've also been hoping that you would stop. That you would just read the handwriting that is not on the wall, the handwriting in their mind. Respecting other people's boundaries. All right, what do you consider your boundaries? Let's start from there. Boma from Choba says, I met a friend in November 2021. He seemed so intelligent and brilliant. We had the same thought pattern. So we began talking almost every day. But I gave him signals that we are not supposed to talk every day. As males, we needed our boundaries. So I had to cut him off totally. Wow. Boma, just like that? Wow. Interesting. So, Boma, your boundary here is that because we are both males, or you are both males, right? You shouldn't communicate every day. That is it for you? Well, don't you think it depends on what you guys are discussing? Yeah, I mean, people meet, guys, men, they meet in beer parlor every day. And they talk every day. They look forward to meeting every day. There's a lot of things you can talk about. Nigeria is a beautiful place. Lots of things to talk about this country. Yeah. Okay. But then did you even let this person know that you're not comfortable with talking with him every day because he's your fellow man? So how is this person supposed to recognize that he has crossed a boundary? You get? All right. My first cousin warned his wife never to pick his calls. Warned his wife? They've been married for 12 years. Okay, now I understand. They've been married for 12 years and she has never violated that boundary because it will cost her her marriage. Thanks. Queen Clifford. Wow. Wow. Okay. So personal boundaries, there are rules, there are guidelines, there are limits that we create for ourselves. All right, these are things we want others or expect that others would comply with. It's more like the space within which we feel comfortable interacting with other people. Some people have Like this man, this your first cousin, have very rigid boundaries. Like warning your wife to never, ever, ever go and pick my phone because it is ringing. Do not answer my calls. Don't you ever. Wow. That's a rigid one. And some can have flexible boundaries anyway. All right. So whichever it is, how do you identify a person's boundaries? And then why do some people not respect other people's boundaries? Is it that they do not understand that respecting your boundaries does not imply that I am lower than you? Yeah, I have met such people. They now feel you are feeling too high. So somebody cannot. No, you cannot, actually. Somebody cannot. What are you feeling like, Seth? Small girl. Even a child. That's why I started with bathing a baby. Even a child has personal boundaries that the world of today has created for them. And I said, you don't carry someone's child and you start kissing their baby. In the olden days, it was allowed. But in today's world, it is not allowed. Oh, cutie, cutie. Not this time around. So babies have personal boundaries right now. Some kids will actually start screaming and crying to let you know that I don't like it. Don't kiss me like that. Mouth is smelling. Or maybe not, but yeah. Hello, you're welcome to the show. Yep.
Hello, good day.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Eremosele.
Okay. Turn off your radio set, please.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
I have my own personal boundaries.
All right.
My boundary is that even though we are friends and you come to my house, you cannot just open my pot. When you walk into the kitchen and open pot. So I use myself as an example. Those things I cannot do. I will not like anyone to do it to me. In short, I don't use to visit people because of the way I grew up. So those things I don't like to do to people. I don't like yourself to do to me. So I have boundaries. As my wife, I told my wife not to go to anywhere women are discussing, and not to, before you relate to a person, watch the person first. I know the kind of person that person is before you relate to the person. So you cannot just jump into a relationship without knowing the person well. So all those things is boundary. Know how to set your boundary. Maybe the person that you are jumping into a relationship with, the person is not the kind of, because it's not the kind of person that you can be in a relationship with. So that is kind of boundary that I've set for myself and my family.
All right.
So I choose my friends. My friends don't choose me.
Interesting.
If you like me, I can come to you. Then I know the kind of person you are. So before I can relate with you. So when you are that kind of person that jump into somewhere without reasoning, or when I watch you, I cannot tell you maybe, but I will just give you a long gap. That is what I will do.
All right.
That is my own stake.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. He says, you visit me, do not go to my kitchen looking for what's in my pot. Hello. Oh, wow. Please do well to call back. 070-0923 0923 070-0923 0923. The WhatsApp number is not for calls. Please send your message to that number 0809 030 6416. Hello, welcome to the sunny side. Woo. All right, please do well to call back. Head on to Facebook as well and drop a comment there. Let's hear from you. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. What are your boundaries? Just give me a few, maybe one or two. All right. And why do you think that some people do not respect other people's boundaries? Why? Then how do you react when your personal boundaries are violated? Does it depend on who violated your personal boundaries? How do you react? Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zion. Please go on.
Let me put it this other way. Okay?
All right.
I don't know your boundaries. I don't know anything about that. So I'm the one to set my boundaries and not your own. I should not come to you or meet you or visit you to ask I want to use your restroom. My boundary, not your boundary. I should not go to your kitchen, not your boundary, my boundary. I should not go into your bedroom, not your boundary, my boundary. When I meet you to discuss with you, I should not be talking about your educational qualification, your education. No, it is my boundary, not your own. I should not be talking about your family matters. If you did not introduce it to ask me, let us discuss about that. So you find out that what we look, this person should set their boundaries, right? No, it is with the individual that should set boundaries for the person opposite or close to us. In marriage, I'm the one to set my boundary, and not you, the wife, to set your boundary for me, because I don't know you. I should not be talking about things I ought not to discuss about you, irrespective that you are my wife. I found out something. People easily poke nose to people's matter, not because they want to learn or get a solution, but just to spread rumor. And you are own just to mock you. So if you set your boundaries, they know. Constance.
Yeah.
I should not come to your house and start using remote to go and select channels to watch. I shouldn't do that. My boundaries should know that I shouldn't do that.
But what if I say, feel free, feel at home?
My sister, I won't be free. I won't feel free. I won't feel that free. I know that that was a souvenir you are giving me. I will not.
Okay. Okay.
My own boundary have told me I shouldn't do that. And if I visit you, I have just 30 minutes if we have any conversation. But if, for instance, you put a baby, a bouncing, any kind of bouncing baby, since you're only bouncing baby, they put to bed too. I have just 10 minutes with my gift to your house. Oh, to the baby, and how are you? No, small mommy or small daddy, whatever they call the baby. 10 minutes, I'm leaving. That is my boundary.
All right.
And if you carry me for your car, I should not be going and set your AC for you. My boundary should tell that even if they worry me for inside your motor, let me be calm until I get to my next bus stop and I drop. And you go with your AC car. Mr. Zion.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Zion. So here's another angle I'm looking at this whole boundaries thing from. So you have your personal boundaries. I have my personal boundaries, right? So what if my boundaries, so this is me now in the real sense of Constance. I don't like people using foul language around me. So no matter how close, how free you are with me, you know, the F word and all those stuff. Yeah, we can actually be free. We can talk about anything without using foul language. So it is my boundary. But for you, it's not a problem. It's not your boundary. Right? So you have your boundary. I have my boundary. You're a full human being. I'm a full human being. and we're in a relationship. You could be my colleague, you could be my neighbor, and we are having a conversation. Should I impose my own boundaries on you, whereas you are also trying to impose your own boundaries on me? Should that thing happen, you have your personal boundaries, I have mine. But for you, using a foul language is not a problem. But for me, it's a problem. So who should be upholding the other person's boundaries? Really? How should this kind of scenario be handled? Now, in a relationship, right? For some people, their boundary in a relationship is, do not cheat on me. You and I are the ones in this romantic relationship together. Let there not be another person that you are seeing. That is my boundary. My boundary is there must be faithfulness. I will stay faithful. So you better be faithful. So what if the other person does not respect that boundary? Because they do not, it is not their own boundary. So in that situation, should we say there's a general boundary, or there's a general rule for a relationship is that you both be faithful to each other? So that should overrule anybody's flexible or rigid boundaries. It's a general rule. If we're together in a relationship, be faithful. But what if the other person comes from a place where, so far you're not married to this person, please enjoy yourself. And then you're telling me your personal boundaries that you stay faithful. Please stay faithful. Thank you. I'm not staying faithful. Where I come from, you are not my wife. You are not my husband. I can still hang out. I can still meet other people and check them out, whichever way, until I decide who is going to spend the rest of their lives with me. That's the only person I'm supposed to be faithful to. In my culture, that's how we do it. I think what I'm looking at now is conflict of boundaries. But hey, let's talk. Victor F. Young on Facebook says, upbringing matters a lot when it comes to respecting boundaries. To some people, they just don't know when to stop. I really need to understand what you're saying. But Ogu Ojone Justice says, respect what I don't like, as I also respect yours. Else, after warning you 3 times, I cut you off silently. I wouldn't be the same person you know before. Attitudinally. Interesting. And then Eli, God's will, Uchenna Star, says there are so many ways to describe this action. Intruder, unpleasant, and numerous to mention. All right. Respecting other people's boundaries. So I gave an example of someone, you did something and the person did not react, to show you that they're not happy with what you did, and this is a boundary. They've not set it before. They've not clearly stated it to you before. But you did it because of maybe respect they have for you. They're not able to tell you that I actually don't like when I'm eating for somebody to bring spoon and come and put. Yeah, because the person that did it is he's senior or she's senior to you. So you don't really talk. You're even smiling with everybody. But you know that it is something, that if this happens in your house, you will stop eating. In fact, you actually stopped eating, but the person did not notice. So tomorrow, they do it again. Next time, they do it again. It becomes a norm. Why? You have not clearly stated that this is a boundary that I do not want any human being, regardless of who you are, to cross. Concerned introverts from Port Harcourt. That's your name. All right. You see why I like the introverts. We mind our business. They your boundary, make I dey my boundary. But now our boundary, the extroverts, they always like to cross. Dear Constance, please help us, the introverts, beg the extroverts to respect our boundaries. It is not difficult to do. You have to state your boundaries very clearly. You sent me a voice note. The problem is that I need to listen to the voice notes, right? Before I can even play it on air. That's just the thing. CMAX from Elelenwo says, I don't like it when strangers approach me for something. Instead of excusing me, they proceed to touch me. This gets me pissed any day, anytime. You must be a lady. Are you female or male? You have to be female. Or maybe you are male. I don't know. But hey, talk to me. Let me hear from you. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. Talk to me about your personal boundaries. Share with me one or two. And then you can also tell me why you think that some people do not respect other people's boundaries. And how do you react when your personal boundaries are disregarded or violated? How do you react? 070-0923-0923. All right, the weatherman says rain showers. So if you cannot call in, send me a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Or better still, get on Facebook and drop a comment on our Facebook post. We're live on Facebook, by the way. All right, so get on the page now. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And tell your yard people and your estates people to join the conversation on Facebook. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Let your colleagues know. All right, you don't need to listen to the radio to actually hear us. You can get on Facebook and you can hear us. You can get on our website. You can also listen to us. All right? www.nigeriainfo.fm. Okay. Nemeko Korafo from Ada George Road says, respecting people's boundaries should be paramount, but don't crucify them till you've spilled it out. Mine is mind your business. Okay. Amelia Davis, my guy told me not to come to his house without calling him. I try to respect his boundaries, but I'm not actually comfortable. Sometimes I try to cross it and he will be very mad with me. Oh well. You know what you're trying to look for with that. There's something you're trying to achieve. Maybe you don't trust him. That's why you try to cross that boundary. Like, why must I call you when I'm coming to your house? You have another babe? Is that what's happening here? All right. My boyfriend doesn't like me going through his phone, but he goes through mine. There are certain questions he doesn't want me asking him, like, where are you? Who is this person? etc. But he can ask me anything, no matter what the question is. My boundaries are, if we are in a relationship, do not cheat on me. When we have issues, don't drag any of my family members to it. All right. What's your name? You say, good afternoon, Constance. I don't like it when someone comes to my house unannounced. Not even my mom. It's just not my thing, and I won't do the same to anyone. Okay. Why did you delete your message? What did you type? Okay, you've sent it again. Thank you. I'll read it in a bit. Hello? And that happened. Please do well to call back. Hello, Constance. Personal boundaries are simply the lines we draw for ourselves in terms of our level of comfort around others. There are personal preferences that help us protect our comfort and sanity. No one suddenly knows your boundaries. you show them or state them clearly. Most importantly, your boundaries should not frustrate your relationship with others. Emmanuel from Uniport. So what if my boundaries, right? If you're saying my boundaries should not frustrate my relationship with others, and yes, of course, we set boundaries, so that we can, it's more like our comfort zone. That's just what it is. But what if my boundaries are such that they're actually reasonable, but these other people are just who they are, probably unruly, and they just don't want to respect other people's boundaries? For instance, guys who drink alcohol. So you have this friend, you like the guy. He's a nice guy, very smart guy. He's a cool guy, but he doesn't take alcohol. And his boundary is, do not bring alcohol into my space. You don't enter my room carrying alcoholic drink. In fact, don't come near me with a cigarette. But then you guys just keep pushing it. Because you're like, waiting be your own safe guy, waiting they walk you. It's too serious. Loosen up, I beg. Now waiting. All of us in this country now. Why you dey like this? You're too do holy. If they even keep us in self, we not gonna know. They claim I know they drink alcohol. But that is his boundary. And he has stated it clearly. But because there are 5 others who are taking the alcohol, and he is the only man who is not taking the alcohol, who doesn't like the smell of cigarettes, you just feel his boundary should be disregarded. Because to you, Jew guy. So that could actually frustrate my relationship with these other people. Yes, we can sit down and talk business, and we can sit down and talk some creative stuff and come up with some wonderful ideas for other things. But the fact that you guys would show up in my room with alcohol, or show up to where we're having the discussion with alcohol, or would want to take alcohol when we're having the discussion, or want to smoke because someone feels I can't think well if I'm not smoking, right? So, and I'm the one who is bringing the chunk of the ideas, or I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So I'm not comfortable being around you guys, even if at this time we're discussing something very important. And then someone says, I've had a bad day, and cigarettes help me to calm my nerves. If I don't smoke, I can't think. And you're saying, I don't like the smell of cigarettes. And the other person says, I can't think if I don't smoke. Now, your one is so bad that you don't even like the smell. So that even if the person smokes outside and comes back in, you are still not comfortable. How we go do you now? All right, commercials coming right up, and then I'll come back and wrap up. Stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.